I'm still fighting with OBS, so there will be at least one cut in here where I go and restart my computer because this is going to be long, or my camera, because this is going to be longer than 10 minutes. Hello and welcome to Assorted Meeples. I'm Phillip, the Meeple on duty, and today, as promised, I'm going over the 10 up or 10 by 10 challenge that me and Heather are doing this year. We failed miserably last year. I think we recorded a grand total of 50 gameplays, if that. And that's because our schedule just went to absolute shit and we couldn't get around to it. And honestly, if we get tagged, Heather is less into games than me, so that we're going to lose something, it'll probably be our game time. That being said, we went ahead and got an earlier start than last year, because I think we didn't even start until February to begin with. So, I am trying to stay focused. I already have switched from recording through OBS straight to my computer to just using my camera and using Audacity in the background. Yeah, I don't care. I'll tell them all about it. My desk is dirty here because, well, I made a print and play game, actually a couple. This one doesn't qualify because dungeon pages, which, if you don't know, this is a pretty fun time, and a really cool idea that they're releasing a new puzzle and a new character every day for 52 weeks. Or not every day, every week for 52 weeks. So you're going to have a lot of dungeons, a lot of puzzles, all that by the end of the year. It's a year-long adventure. I've got them printed. I haven't played them. The other fun part is that you can mix and match your hero and your dungeon. But that's kind of another story for another video. I need to stay on task and get through all these games because, again, there are 10 games and I'm going to talk to you about a little bit. There probably will not be any B-roll, mainly for the pure fact that I don't have enough time to bust every game out, set it up, do some shots, put it away, put it back. It takes a long time, and 10 games is a lot of games. So, let's get right into it. A couple of these you're going to remember from last time. So Railroad Inc. we have everything for, except for a couple of promos that were only released at conventions, and sorry, I don't go to Spiel, so I can't get those. And Gen Con, I haven't hit in a year or so now. Well, we'll just leave that up on the table. Railroad Inc. is a roll and write where you are trying to connect highways and railroads and get them connected to cities and the biggest network you can to score the most points to win the game and crush your opponents. It is Heather's favorite game, even if I pretty much win all the time. So there is that, but she loves it all the same. Project L by Board Cubator. This was by Horrible Games, or Horrible Guild, whichever you know them as. Project L is by Board Cubator. I first kind of noticed them not because of the game per se, but because they were a Czech company producing games, and my last name is Bohemian, and so I was interested. It is a really fantastic game. It's kind of Tetris in a way that you have Tetris style pieces that you are laying down in these puzzles. Puzzles give you points, and also they give you more pieces, so you're building your engine as you go. Fantastic little game. This immediately shot up there right with Railroad Inc. for one of Heather's favorite games. I adore this one too. This is really great because it is a great puzzle as you're trying to figure it all out. Next up, we have Splendor. You've seen us Meeples play this a lot. It is a fabulous game. Two-player gets really knifey and can do some huge point swings if you're paying attention and know what you're doing. In Splendor, you are taking gems, and then you're using those gems to buy level 1 cards. Level 1 cards are like mines. Level 2s are merchants. level 3 is like established craftsmen, and then you have the nobles as well, that once you have those things you can persuade them. It's a race to 15 points, and great game, simple to set up, simple to play. Yeah, truly just a great game. Next up, we have one of those games that doesn't deserve to be as fun as it is, but it pulls it off so well, you can't help but love this game. Dodo's Riding Dinos is, for lack of a better expression, Mario Kart on your on your tabletop. You are racing around a cart, racing around the track with lovable dinosaurs and their dodo companions they have strapped to them. And you're using cards to move, but there's also weapons on those cards, and the weapons that you're using are dexterity weapons. So it's a bit of a hand management and dexterity, but it's great, wacky fun. I love it immensely. Next up, we have Mob Big Apple. This is honestly a truly great game that sadly came out when the publisher decided to be stupid, and we'll leave it at that. Steve Finn is the designer of the game. In it, you are pushing and pulling and fighting for control of the 5 or 6 different boroughs of New York, or areas in New York, and as 2 mob families trying to get the moonshine moved around. And you only score at the end of the game, and there's this amazing push and pull of moving your guys around, getting them in position, moving the moonshine around from location to location, and it's only across 3 rounds, so you know how long it lasts, and it's just an amazing tension through the whole game. But me and Heather were both surprised at how good of a game this was when we first played it. I thought it'd be fun. I didn't realize it was going to be that much push and pull, and that was the fun part. Next up, this one is on my solo challenge, but also on the 10x10 challenge for me and Heather. This is just adorable greatness at its best. This ranks up there with Dodo's Riding Dinos for being cute and adorable, while also having a fun and solid game behind the cute and adorable play. So, in it, you are a Flamekeeper, I think is what your name is, and you are moving artisan dragons around the city and into shops to help those shops get better. You're collecting resources to enchant with, you're picking up fancy dragons that help you with end-of-game scoring. Just enough going on that it's fun, but simple enough that you're not going to get bogged down in oh, what's that rule? That's what that rule mean. So, love it immensely, and can't say enough good stuff about it so far. It will get played more than just 10 times, I'm sure, this year, or 20 times between the solo and the 2-player. Carcassonne is on this list because it's simple, it's pretty straightforward. Me and Heather have tons of fun playing it, and it's very relaxing and chill. Where, if you don't know, you're trying to connect roads or walled cities, and when you do that, you get points for it, and you can take control. It's very chill while being very competitive at the same time. So it's on here for that reason. I am planning on printing off a tile dispenser tower, as well as some grids, so that when you're building it out, they don't squish around as easy. So, which my 3D printer is almost here, and I am super excited for that. It got lost for a bit with bad weather, because that happens when you ship stuff through the Rocky Mountains. So I understand that one. I was just a little mad on Saturday, the UPS guy showed up. He handed me this little package, and I'm like, that's it? You don't have anything else for me? And he's like, no, I don't really. Why should I? I'm like, well, I thought so. And yeah, no, he was right. There was nothing because it got held up in Colorado because of weather. But it was very disappointing expecting to get my 3D printer and work with it this weekend. Now I get it this afternoon and maybe get to tinker with it a little bit. Next on the list is On Tour. Now, the reason I pulled this one off the shelf is I have the New York and Paris edition up on our shelf in our bedroom that houses our 10 by 10 challenge. This is a fabulous game of long-term regrets. And I say that in the best possible way. Like, I love this game. I adore it. But you are rolling and writing the two numbers you get. So it'll be like a 2 and a 20. And you're writing those down. At the end of the game, you know this, but at the end of the game, you're trying to make the longest continuous tour you can from city to the city without going to the same city twice, or backtracking at all. It is amazing, but you very quickly regret your choices as the dice roll and the game rolls on later. So nothing against it personally. It's a game of regret. Eventually you're going to regret your placement choices and be stuck eating negative points. And then Dice Throne is one of my favorite games. It is Battle Yahtzee with cards and upgrades and all that stuff that makes everything just so much better. In particular, we will probably be playing a large chunk of Marvel United, or not Marvel United, the Marvel Dice Throne, because I got all 8 of those characters. I also broke and bought the Santa vs. Krampus because I have to have all the characters. I also found out that there's a thriving homebrew community for this game, and they just put out the Aang Gang from Avatar The Last Airbender, and I've got that downloaded. I just need to get it. I want to do it right. I want to get it printed up pretty and all that. So there's that. This is just taking over my space. And the last one is Corridor. It is another simple, easy strategy game, and honestly one I cannot win. Yeah, I've played it against Heather. I've played it against Callahan. For whatever reason, I get my butt kicked every time I play this. Great game. I look forward to playing it 10 times with Heather. So in it, you are trying to move your piece across, or your piece. I just can't remember if there's multiple. No, you just have one piece. You're trying to get yourself across the field. And as you go, you can either choose to put a wall down or move your piece. If you put a wall down, you can't enclose the other opponent you can't fully enclose, so there has to be a full path available to somebody to get to the exit. But you are definitely trying to hamper them as hard as you can, so that they have to take the longest route possible while you get as free of shot as you can. So we have, like I said, we've already started. There's 2 marks already on here. I won a game of Railroad Ink, and Heather won a game of Flamecraft. Now, the Railroad Ink, we played with the Rivers expansion, and had a ton of fun with that. But Heather she was 5 points from me. It was 57-52. And it was a really good match. Flamecraft came down to, we tied the game, and she won off the tiebreaker, which was Dragons in Hand still. And I'm not salty, I'm more impressed, and really, really want to play it again and dig into it more. So that's all I have for you guys. thanks for watching these. If you and your significant other or your best gaming bud or whoever you play games with the most is doing a 10 by 10 challenge like this, hit me up, let me know. I have a lot more 2-player like exclusive games than this, but they're not necessarily Heather speed, so it is what it is. Anyways, that's all I got. Hit me up in the comments below. If you're not already, our Patreon and all that is down in the description if you want to join in. And we will talk to you guys next time. All right. Bye.
If you like what you just saw, please support us by hitting that like button and subscribing to our channel for more great gaming content.